Wonderful day, and for this challenge I actually have a little story to tell before we start. That's why you see a lot of intro here. So, dwarves and miners. There was an update recently that made the miners, or let's say the dwarven warriors, not available in a tier 1 settlement. So you have to build a barrack before you can go for the dwarven warriors. And for me, I'm not a Dwarven Fanboy. If you know what a Dwarven Fanboy is, usually are either are one and you are aware of yourself, or you are not a Dwarven Fanboy and you know them. So, the story is, there's a streamer, Total War streamer, he's a cool guy, Battlesape, you can check him out if you want. If I don't forget it, it's down in the description. He's a very kind guy, has a great community, has a Discord, plays with his guys, with his community, very cool. Now, he is shocked by this update. I have no idea why, because dwarves are already OP as fuck. And he even made a video that this is unacceptable and that miners are trash and all that stuff. They have like attack values of goblin and god knows what else. Now, obviously this is no offense, by the way. I love this guy, so don't take this as an offense, I love him. I just was like, I'm never playing dwarves, I have no idea of dwarves, so I want to try this. Are they really that bad? And you will see dwarves, miners with charges. So if you say charges are stronger because they also need the building, well, just take like the losses and put like 25% on top of them, and then you have probably an army without the charges. But I wanted to make this fun, so we are going into the first fight here. Yeah, that's one of the easy ones. By the way, the starter army I lured into the settlement and I could kill it like that. That's why you don't see a big spider or something here. Yeah, first fight, pretty easy I would say. They are only against goblins, you know. I'm gonna be a little bit smirky with my comments here, but it's all in a joking fashion. But you know, goblins against goblins here, or miners against goblins, better said. And yeah, miners absolutely shred them. By the way, he also, as said, he judged the melee defense and attack of miners, which I can understand, because they are low values. But I tell you what makes miners so absolutely strong, in my opinion. Like, out of their 20, I think it's 20 weapon strength, which is, for a tier 1 unit, absolutely fine. 17 is armor piercing. Now find a tier 1 unit that has 17 armor piercing damage. You probably won't find that barely anywhere. So this is crazy, and they can even break in gates and all that shit. We will see that later. Like, I really think they are good. And there comes a part later. Actually, we can look at that later in the video, where I go over the stats a little bit. You can also see them here, like while we are playing, like, you know, like here. I'm sometimes zooming over the units, and you can see we are on 25-23 now. And that's, I agree, not amazing, but it's a tier 1 unit, right? Like, Marauders, with, depending if you have Chaos or Norska, but let's just say Chaos, you are probably on like 40 attack, I believe, and somewhat similar defense. By the way, this battle looks terrible, but my units are totally alive. Like, these miners, that's the point that I'm coming to. Marauders have better stats, I agree, absolutely, and they have shield, which is nice. Marauders have a shield. But let me say this, Marauders only have like 20 armor. That means a reduction of 15% damage in average, plus a shield of 35%. So they are at 50 in average. Now these guys have 80 armor, right? With the faction that I have here, 90 with the Lord. So these guys have like 45, 90, let's take the base value of 80. So we have 40, 60% damage reduction. So they have more damage reductions to non-armor piercing fire, which is a lot of ranged attack. And by the way, you see me here upgrade. Obviously, we went for the level 3. It's already passed level 3 upgrade for miners. Now they are at 30. What is that? 28, yeah. And that's honestly pretty good. The armor obviously is plus 10 from the Lord. I forgot his name. I'm not a dwarf guy. And plus, what was it? Did we already have the extra from the rune guy? It's probably 3 more or something. Doesn't matter. They are very, very tough compared to every other tier 1 unit that's available, let's be honest. Obviously, they are slow as fuck, and I agree on that. That is a little disadvantage here, because you can't run after all the infantry. But let's say it like that. If they have an enemy, it's surely ranged or cavalry. Now cavalry, no infantry can outrun a cavalry. By the way, this is a siege and it's not going very well. You will see that I put too many units on the other side of the attack. You know, losses are losses. They are what they are. Now, where were I? Yeah, you can't run away from cavalry with these guys, but so you can't either with normal infantry. But obviously other infantry can run away from your dwarves. Here and there it can be useful, not always. Now for archers that's probably similar, even though until an archer is turned around and is far away. Like, let me say, the disadvantage of having a quarter less speed than the average infantry unit is not massive. Like, yeah, you feel it, the dwarves are fucking slow. But it's usually only a disadvantage if the other army is very cavalry heavy. And let's be honest, dwarves have so many options against that. Like, they can have archers with 160 range. And now some people will say, archers against cavalry? Yeah, I'm a person who says archers can counter cavalry. And I believe they have a lot of options with that. Also, like gyrocopters, God knows, they have spells here and there. Explosive spells, by the way, yeah, that was a fight. My normal miners died, the other ones survived, so if you dare to say the charge miners are better than the other ones, that's why they survived and my challenge was trash. No, they have the same stats. Fuck you. Yeah, I'm making it second army. Now, I'm not sure if I keep this as a one-parter. Probably I will keep it as a one-part thing. Because we are going for Khorne, and Khorne is probably like the ultimate challenge. And I didn't want to play this too much. Like I said, I'm not a dwarf guy, and I just wanted to do a funny video to annoy people. And yeah, by the way, always same thing. We are already at Khorne here. Khorne is always a nightmare to fight against. I hate Khorne so much. Like in every challenge that I do, Khorne is a nightmare. I don't know why, but Khorne is so OP. More armor, more attack, more base damage with frenzy as well, right? So they are, they are crazy. By the way, I want to say the rune abilities of the dwarves, even though they have huge cooldown, which is the balance act in that case, but the abilities of the runes are so crazy, amazing. I love them. Like they are probably, I will not say top tier spells, but if you take one explosion from any spell, the explosion spell of the rune guy is probably very much at the top. Not in amount that you can cast, but in amount that you have. By the way, this is a defense that I attempted several times. And this is, by the way, also the ending video part. And obviously, this army is trash and everything, but I hate Khorne. Like any other nation would never have stood a chance against this army. But I was trying to fight Khorne with this army, I was like, actually, when I started this, I was so confident about winning this, but I couldn't win it. Corn is corn, man. You can't beat corn. I even have an explosive tower in the nearby. You know, that wooden structure that doesn't look like dwarven stuff? Yeah, hate it. Yeah, that's by the way, yeah, I said that's the ending scene. Not a lot of corn attacks, I know, but you know, it was just a little fun video. I'm not really considering this to be a big challenge. I still believe miners are not terrible. So yeah, that's just my little contribution to show that the miners are actually pretty fine. They can beat Khorne, and I couldn't beat Khorne with Dwarven Warriors here, you know? Just saying, Dwarven Warriors don't have armor piercing, or not as much. Yeah, that's my little fun thing. It was more like a fun thing, part. As said, probably there's not gonna be a second part, because I recorded this like 1 or 2 weeks ago, and I haven't... Okay, I didn't come back to it, so I don't care. Yeah, thanks for watching, and all the best to Battlesay. And I hope your dwarves will get what you want.